pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I welcome all of you to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call, mid-morning session. The next part of the session is going to be Sri Caitanya Bhagvat class. Before that, may I know who all have joined the call today?
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashmati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashmati Priya Mataji, Dandvat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for joining the call every day and giving your association, Mataji, and thank you so much for the very beautiful chanting. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Darshini Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. My Dandvat Pranams to all the assembled devotees. Nice recitation, Yashmati Priya Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. I'm Susmita from Mississauga, Canada.
Hare Krishna, Susmita Mataji, Dandvat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your association, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Neetu Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for joining the call every day and giving your association to us, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam to you and all Vaishnavas. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji, Dandvat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for joining the call every day and giving your association to us, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas, and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirtida Dasi. And thank you, Yashomati Mataji, for beautiful recitation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Kirtida Sundari Mataji, Dandvat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your association to us, Mataji. We are very eager to hear from you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dandvat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa Group's mid-morning session. Before starting off with this session, I would like to start with Srila Prabhupada's quote. 1st May, ointment is applied to the eyes for clear vision. When the ointment of love of Godhead will be applied in our eyes, then with these eyes we shall be able to see God. God is not invisible. Simply like a man with cataract or any other disease he cannot see, that does not mean the things are not existing. He cannot see. God is there, but because my eyes are not competent to see God, therefore I deny God. God is there everywhere. Boston, May 1st, 1969. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dandvat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining the mid-morning session on Sri Caitanya Bhagvat, hosted by Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Today's class is going to be given by Her Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji on Sri Caitanya Bhagvata Madhya khanda, chapter 10, verses 106 to 112. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association and enlightening us on the topic of Sri Caitanya Bhagvat. We are very fortunate and grateful to have you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. I now hand over the call to you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Darshini Mataji, for your very, very warm welcome. Thank you so much, dear devotees, for your wonderful association. So we will move for our Chaitanya Bhagvat session. We will recite invocation prayers and then we'll go ahead. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदां सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्रीराधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः आनंद लीलामय विग्रहाय हेमादिव्य छवि सुंदराय तस्मै महाप्रेम रस प्रदाय चैतन्य चंद्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्य चंद्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्य चंद्राय नमो नमस्ते आजानुलंबित भुजौ कनकावधातौ संकीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलायताक्षौ विश्वम्भरौ द्विजवरौ युगधर्मपालौ वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरौ करुणावतारौ जयति जयति देवा कृष्ण चैतन्य चन्द्रो जयति जयति कीर्तिस्तस्य विश्व नित्या पवित्रा जयति जयति नृत्यास्तस्य विश्वेश्वमूर्तेर्जयति जयति नृत्यां तस्य सर्वप्रियाणाम् मुखं करोति वाचालुं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्येश्वरम्। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you once again for your wonderful, kind association. Please offer your heartfelt prayers, blessings, and wishes so that I can speak something relevant to this subject matter in glorification of Sri Caitanya Bhagavata. Vancha kalpatarubhishcha kripa sindhubhaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. So we are in the section of Chaitanya Bhagavat where Mahaprakasha Lila is going on. So still now we are in Mahaprakasha Lila. It was such a wonderful Leela exhibited by Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu that Vrindavan Das Thakur can't stop himself in describing in detail about this Mahaprakasha Leela. So just a quick recap. Rather today the whole session will be session by your participation. Definitely need everyone's participation because the verses are very simple, but they are very deep in subject matter. Basically, they are the essence of our Krishna conscious philosophy. So in Mahaprakash Lila, when Mahaprabhu was depicting his Bhagwan Bhav, he called so many devotees and told them and exhibited his Bhagwan Bhav to every one of them. So starting, we saw how Dukhi, who was just bringing simple pots, was named Sukhi by our dear Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Then we saw how Srivas Thakur, he got the mercy. And Mahaprabhu told that when you were in the assembly of Devananda Pandit and you were thrown out from the Srimad Bhagavatam session, at that time I was there. I protected you. And then there was a servant of Srivas Thakur. And Mahaprabhu told, and he came in the form of a doctor and he cured his fever. So Mahaprabhu told him that I was the same doctor and you were suffering from that fever. Next was Sri Gangadas Pandit, who was Mahaprabhu's teacher, how he need to cross the river and he was not able to find the boatman. And Mahaprabhu told that I came as a boatman and protected you and your family. And then the celebrated pastime in detail, Vrindavan Das Thakur described about Kolavecha Sridhar, who was the simple banana seller, banana leaf seller. And then Mahaprabhu gave him the mercy and gave him the benediction of pure devotional service. And then we saw Murari Gupta, how Mahaprabhu showed him that you are Hanuman and showed him the entire Ram Darbar along with him, Lord Ramachandra, Mother Sita, Lakshman, and Hanuman, and disclosed him that you are Hanuman, O Murari Gupta. And finally, we are in the section of Srila Haridas Thakur. So we are towards the end of this section of Haridas Thakur, where Mahaprabhu told Haridas Thakur that yes, you have been born in a Malicha family, but you have been chanting Krishna's holy name, and therefore I have given you this name of Namacharya. And then Mahaprabhu told that you were being beaten by all the militias, the Yavana soldiers in 22 marketplaces. I came there with a disc in my hand to chop off the heads of all those Yavana soldiers who were beating you mercilessly in 22 marketplaces. But I stopped. You stopped me basically. Why? Because you were chanting my name and you were praying that I should forgive all these Yavana soldiers. So such is your glory, Haridas Thakur. So because you were praying for their benefit, I was not able to use my Sudarshan Chakra. So I stopped myself. But then you were being beaten mercilessly by those soldiers. So I embraced you and I took all the beatings on my back. And then Mahaprabhu himself showed his back to Haridas Thakur that see it for yourself. Behold yourself these markings of whipping markings that I have taken on my back and nothing happened to you. And Haridas Thakur was simply crying because he don't know what to do. And he was crying and he was touching those marks of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's on the back of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was crying profusely. And Mahaprabhu gave him also the benediction of pure devotional service. At that time, Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur, he writes very beautifully that a sinful person he suffers. He suffers the reactions of his activities. But those who chant Krishna's holy name, all the sinful reactions just go away. Example, like if you have a tree and there are so many birds sitting on the tree, the moment you clap your hands, what happens? All the birds just fly away. Similarly, this chanting of Krishna's holy name is such that all the birds like anarthas that are there in our heart, or the sinful reactions that we have accumulated for past so many lives, are just gone, just vanquished by the name, by Krishna's, chanting Krishna's holy name. And then we saw that how Vrindavan Das Thakur also says, he gives the Falashruti. Haridas stuti vara, shune ye jana, avashya mile tare Krishna premadana. Whosoever hears these prayers of Haridas Thakur, who was profusely praying to Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu was giving the benediction. So whosoever hears this, he himself will be entitled to receive all those benediction. And what's the benediction? Benediction of Krishna praying. The real treasure of our life, that is Krishna praying. And then Vrindavan Das Thakur says, don't think that I'm simply whimsically saying this. No, this is not just my verdict. This is the verdict of the scriptures. It's not me who is saying that anybody who hears or discusses the topic of Sri Haridas Thakur or a pure Mahabagawatha devotee, they will obtain this treasure of Krishna Prem. This is not me who is just saying out of some speculation. Rather, this is the verdict of all the scriptures. Not only Srila Haridas Thakur, but anyone who hears the topics of Krishna's devotees, he develops Krishna Prem, he develops devotion for Krishna. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada has time and again told us to read Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This Bhagavad Gita are the words of Krishna. And then he said, read Srimad Bhagavatam, because this Srimad Bhagavatam are the topics related to the devotees of Lord Shri Krishna. And then he said, don't leave Chaitanya Charitamrita, because this Chaitanya Charitamrita teaches us that how you should glorify the devotees of Lord Shri Krishna. How the association of devotees of Lord Shri Krishna is the essence of our Krishna consciousness. Actually, we get bhakti because of the mercy of the pure devotees. So this way, all these wonderful scriptures that Srila Prabhupada has so extensively given his beautiful, wonderful purports to it, so that we, laymen people who are just starting, can understand like where we are and where we all have to go. So this way, Vrindavan Das Thakur says that just by remembering Haridas, just by doing smaran of Srila Haridas Thakur, one's sinful reactions are vanquished. And we are so fortunate that in our Prema Dhavani, the Prem Dhvani that we sing after every arati, we say, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. So practically every one of us, at least once in a day, we call out the name of Srila Haridas Thakur. So how glorious is Haridas Thakur? So we will continue with our verses, what Vrindavan Das Thakur is sharing. I'll just share my screen. I'm not able to see. Wait, give me a minute. Sorry. Yashomati Mataji or Darshini Mataji, can you please chant for a few minutes? In the meantime, I can just figure out.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Mataji, can I
Krishna.
get the co-host?
I will do that. Yeah, I will get it.
Sorry about that.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
Thank you so much, Yashomati Mataji. I'm so sorry for this.
Hare Krishna, no problem, Mataji.
So sorry. So yes, 106.
Thank you for giving me opportunity to chant more.
Thank you so much, Yashomati Mataji. Thank you for doing this wonderful chanting. Okay, so we are in 106. केहा भले चतुर्मुखा ये न हरिदास केहा भले प्रहलादेरा ये न Parakasha. So someone said that Haridas is like a four-headed Brahma. He's Chaturmukha Brahma. And another person said, no, he's the manifestation of Prahlad Maharaj. So yes, he is the combination of both. Okay. So yesterday also Prabhu was mentioning about the three Haridas, right? So in Chaitanya Lila, there are three Haridas that has been mentioned. One is Bada Haridas, one is Chota Haridas, and another is Haridas Thakur. This Haridas Thakur, who is Namacharya. So Chaitanya Charitamrita describes that Bada Haridas or a Chota Haridas, Dui Kirtaniya Rahe Mahaprabhu Pash. So this Bada Haridas and this Chota Haridas, they were like Kirtaniyas, and they would always be in the association of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They were very good singers. And when Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was describing about the Chaitanya tree, he describes that the 24th and 25th branch is of Bada Haridas and Chota Haridas. They were the 25th devotees in Neelachal. Not actually the branch, but they were the devotees who were present in Neelachal when Mahaprabhu was there in Jagannath Puri. So this Bada Haridas and Chota Haridas, they were good singers. And later we know in Antya Leela how Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes that how Chota Haridas was being he was basically rebuked by Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, and finally he left his body. But even after leaving his body, he was associating and serving Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. But what we are talking about, the third Haridas, who is the Namacharya. And this Namacharya, Srila Haridas Thakur, he is saying that someone says that this Haridas is like a four-headed Brahma. Another person said he is a manifestation of Prahlad Maharaj. So these two, both the statements, they both are true. It has been mentioned by Kavi Karanpura in Gaur Gunosh Desh Deepika that Srila Haridas Thakur is an incarnation of Lord Brahma, of Prahlad Maharaj, and also he was the son of Richika Muni, whose name was Mahatap. So we know that Haridas Thakur is a combination of these three. Lord Brahma, who is a Chaturmukhi, our Lord Brahma, the son of Richika Muni, that is Mahatap, and Prahlad Maharaj. So Murari Gupta actually in his Chaitanya Charita Kavya, he has written that how once Richika Muni, he picked up a tulsi leaf. He told his son to offer tulsi leaves. So the son of Richika Muni, he picked up a tulsi leaf and offered it to Krishna without washing it. So repeatedly he was reminded by his father that you should wash your tulsi leaves, wash the manjaris, and only then you can offer to the Supreme Lord. But he just offered it without washing. Later, his father cursed him to become a mlecha in his next life. So there, Haridas Thakur was born. So he is a combination. He is a combined incarnation of Lord Brahma, of Mahatap, and he, the son of Richika Muni, and he is also Srila Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj in a mood of paradukha dukhi, in the mood of not able to see the sufferings of others. We know the pastime of Prahlad Maharaj. We'll definitely not go into detail, but in the mood of seeing others suffering and in the mood of being paradukha dukhi, our Srila Haridas Thakur is also an incarnation of Sri Prahlad Maharaj. So that's what it's been mentioned. So someone said he is four-headed Brahma, someone said he's a manifestation of Prahlad. So both the situations are true. Both these statements are true. Sarvamate Mahabagawatha Haridas Chaitanya Gosthira Sange Jahara Vilasa. Haridas Thakur is certainly an Mahabhagavat. He is an exalted devotee. And Chaitanya Goshti Rasange Jahara Vilas, he would always be under the close associate devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He'll be one of them. He enjoys his pastimes amongst the associates of Lord Chaitanya. So I would like everybody now, you all can participate in this, that what are actually the symptoms of a Mahabhagavat devotee. You can just raise your hands or you can just unmute and speak. There are many symptoms, so you all can just share one each. That what do you think makes a devotee to be a Mahabhagavat devotee? Yes, anybody? Yes, Mataji, Preeti Lasni Mataji.
This is a tough question, but two things are coming to my mind. One is a complete absorption in Krishna, which parallelly has complete detachment from material enjoyment.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Together, it should be, because sometimes people can show intense emotion for Krishna, but not 100%. Okay, I still want these things are still there in their mind. Yeah.
Yes, very true. So there should be a complete absorption in Lord Sri Krishna. At the same time, there should be a complete detachment from the material enjoyment. Yes. Anybody else? Beautiful. Thank you.
I think seeing everyone at the same level.
Very good. Pandita Samadarshina. Yes. Seeing
willing to accept
Once is
everyone's
Krishna.
state,
Yes, Parima Mataji was saying something.
willing to accept everybody's sins and asking for and forgiving them.
Okay, like Vasudev, Vipra.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vasudev, that yes, just willing to accept everybody's sinful reactions. Okay, very high class thing. Yes. Anybody else?
Mataji is
Krishna in
when he
every
sees everything
one says
equally.
Krishna.
Sorry, go ahead, Mataji.
Yeah, one says Krishna in everyone's in all living entities.
Yeah, Pandita Samadarshana, seeing everybody with an equal vision. Yes, thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji,
Yeah.
having complete faith on gurus and shastras.
Having Shastri Shraddha, having the faith in Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Yes, yes.
And
Anita
complete
Mataji.
surrenderedness towards Krishna.
Surrenderance.
He cares for everyone, so he takes uncomfort and still preaches the messages of the Lord and gurus all over the world.
So you mean to say that he involves himself in preaching the message of Sri
Yes.
Chaitanya? Okay,
Yes.
very good. Okay.
Hare,
Paradukhi sees everybody equally. Yes. Yes, Mataji. Go ahead.
Par
Hare
dukhe
Krishna,
dukhi.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hmm.
Also, he's always engaged in the chanting and glories of the Lord, and his mind is undeviated. He's really not interested. The same thing what Preeti Vilasini Mataji said, right? He's least interested in things which are not connected to Krishna. So
Hmm.
every duty, every activity has to be connected to Krishna, or he's doing some chanting or some seva or some devotion to Krishna.
Very nice, Hindu Mataji. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said that gram mein katha na shunne pe, gram mein katha na kahi pe. Of course, that is a symptom of a pure devotee or a Mahabhagavad devotee. Very nice. All of your answers are wonderful. Anybody else wants to share?
Mataji, there are some raised hands, like they are not like Bhagyashri Mataji.
Yeah, she said, Bhagyashri Mataji mentioned. Yashomati Mataji. Yes, Bhagyashri Mataji, you want to say something?
No, that's what I want to say. I just mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah, Mataji, I was saying same thing about totally surrender to Krishna, Lord Krishna, and totally thinking, willing, everything for Krishna, nothing else. And whatever Priti Vilasini Mataji said, that detachment from everything, not like that, absorption in Krishna and detachment for all material things. Yeah, that's what I was going to tell.
Thank you, Mataji. And Revati Mataji is also saying that activities are beyond the material affairs. Okay, so you all did a wonderful thing, wonderful explanation you all did. That how a Mahabhagavat, it stopped. A Mahabhagavat devotee, as you all have mentioned, is so and so, as all of you have mentioned. So mostly what I came to a right understanding that you all mentioned about being humble, of paradukha dukhi, of not talking about any worldly affairs, and of course chanting Krishna's holy name, having total absorption, and at the same time having virakti towards the material enjoyment. Yes, this is a Mahabhagavad devotee. But all these things like chanting, through chanting all these things happen. When we chant, virakti from material enjoyment naturally flows in. Okay. When bhakti is there, then virakti always comes. Vairagya comes, right? So the essence of everything is Nam Gane Sadaruchi. That a Mahabhagavad devotee performs his devotional service, whatever it is. But how he performs Preeti Purvakam. That's what it is said. Rest, all the other things, they are all secondary. Having compassionate, having that compassionate nature towards others, developing the qualities of humbleness, developing the qualities of tolerance, having the renunciation or not engaging in worldly talks. All these things comes by Lord Shri Krishna because he gives the right intelligence. In Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. So anyone who performs Krishna's bhajan with so much of priti, then dadami buddhi yogam tam. Then Krishna says, I give the right intelligence to have all those secondary qualities, right? So one should always engaged in the service of Lord Shri Krishna. And how? With a very, very loving mood, in a devotional mood. Okay, Krishna says that you can offer me a leaf, a flower, a fruit, water, anything you can offer. But what lacks is our devotion, our love. So Krishna says, I'm ready to accept all this, but it has to be added with an ingredient of bhakti, with an ingredient of love, with an ingredient of devotion. So ultimately, everything what we do for Krishna with love and with total absorption, with total attraction, with total affection, with total, you can say attachment. If we do all these things for Krishna, then somebody can be categorized as a Mahabagawatha devotee. Rest, all these things, they flow. Just like the good qualities, they flow in. Everything flows in if somebody is established, has established his or her relationship with the Supreme Lord. And when one chants Krishna's holy name, is totally absorbed. Like in Madhurya Kadambini, also we saw that how Srila Rupa Goswami mentions Shantir avyartha kalitam viraktir man shunyata asha bandha samatkunta nam gane sadaruchi asakti stad gunakhyane priti stad vasati sthale idyo adyo anubhava shurjata bhavankure jane. That person is a Mahabhagavad devotee who has these symptoms, and is categorized to be on the level of bhav, is to be categorized on the level of a Mahabhagavad devotee. So here also, Haridas Thakur, Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying that he is Sarvamate among all the devotees of Krishna, among all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is certainly an exalted devotee. Chaitanya Goshtira Sange Jahara Vilas, and he enjoys his pastimes amongst the associates of Lord Chaitanya. Thank you, everyone. Text 108. Brahma Shiva Haridasa Hina Bhakta Sanga Niravadhi Karite Chittera Bada Ranga. And such a devotee, such a Mahabhagavad devotee, even the personalities like Brahma, Lord Shiva, they constantly want to associate with them. Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva constantly desire to associate with such a pure devotee, with such a Mahabhagavad devotee like Haridas Thakur. So Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur, in his purport, he is writing, Brahma, the grandfather of the universe, and Shiva, the destroyer of the universe, also always express a desire to achieve the association of Haridas. So we see that how a Mahabhagavad devotee is in demand, his association is in demand even by personalities like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. So in this regard, I was just thinking in Padyavali, there is a beautiful verse. Definitely, I'll not recite the verse because I don't know the exact meter, though it is, I think it's in a Prithvi meter, but still, I'll skip that. But the essence of that verse is that if somebody chants the holy name, then all the sins, they tremble in fear. Okay? And these sins that may have come onto the devotee because of some past lives, some karmic reactions, or maybe some attachments to one's children, one's grandchildren, family members. But all these, this such kind of attraction, such kind of attachment towards these worldly things, they just go away. They just tremble and they just leave from a person who chants the holy name. And then what happened? Then there is an assistant of Yamaraj. So all these people who are performing these sinful activities, they are entitled to go to the place of Yamaraj. And there, Yamaraj accountant is there. And his name is Chitragupta. And what is his prime duty? His prime duty is to write the names of all the sinful people and to maintain their records. Now, when that living entity has started chanting, Brahmande Brahmite Kone Bhagyavana Jiva, Guru Krishna Prasad Pai Bhakti Lata Bija. That person has been performing his sinful actions from life after life. But somehow, he comes in the association of a Mahabhagavad devotee. He comes in the association of a pure devotee, accepts him as a spiritual master. Then by the mercy of the spiritual master will get a Bhakti Lata Beach. And he starts chanting.
he starts following the process of bhakti, following the practices of devotional service. Then what happened to this Chitragupt? He becomes bewildered. This accountant of Yamaraj, he becomes bewildered, and he lifts up his pen and he starts thinking, what should I do? What should I do now? I have recorded the name of this person in the list of the sinful activities, those people who are performing sinful activities, and now he has started chanting. So he strikes the name from there and he writes the name of that devotee in the list of devotees who are chanting Krishna's name. So he transferred the name from one list to another because he thinks that if I don't do it, my master, Yamaraj, he will be angry with me. So he crosses out the name from there and then he writes the name in the list of the devotees. Though he has performed many sinful activities, but because he has started chanting, because he came across in the association of a pure devotee, even Chitragupt has to strike his name and write his name in the list of Mahabagawatha devotees. And at that time, our dear Brahma, what he does, he start thinking, oh, now this person, when he will leave his body, what this person will do? This person will immediately pierce the 8 layers of the universe and he will make his way to the spiritual sky, to the spiritual kingdom. So Brahma also gets ready. This is the verse. Actually, I'm not making up any story. This is the entire verse. If you want, I can just show you also. Then Brahma, he also makes himself ready. With what? He makes a madhupak, with which the abhishek happened. Normally, the madhupak is given. And with that madhupak, that abhishek happens of the Supreme Lord. So this Brahma, he starts collecting the ingredients of madhupak and other paraphernalia just to worship that devotee who will eventually leave his body and will pierce these 8 layers of universe and make his way to the spiritual sky. So therefore, the author, he says, hey Prabhu, what more I can say, the glories of your auspicious name. See, if you want, I can really share this verse. This is a very beautiful verse from Padyavali. I don't know whether we have time or not in doing this, but yes, it's a very beautiful verse and it's been mentioned. And this is not a make-up story. It is actually a verse. And okay, share. I hope you all can see what I'm writing. So this is how the glory is there of the person who is chanting Krishna name, and he becomes a Mahabhagavad devotee. He becomes a Mahabhagavad devotee, and even the personalities like Brahma and Lord Shiva, they also want his association. They long for their association, and not only the association, they basically start working on doing the abhishek of that devotee. So this is the beauty of chanting Krishna's name. See this verse. Vepante duritani moha mahima sammohamalambate sat shatankam nakha rajanam kalayati Sri Chitragupta kriti sanandam madhupark sambriti vidho vedha karoti udyaman vaktum namatalesh tavesha vara bhi lashite bhruma kim anyat param. If someone simply desires to chant your name, all sin starts to tremble. The bewilderment arising from attachment to children, grandchildren, family members, and servants itself gets bewildered and they run away. Yamaraj's accountant, the Prime Minister Chitragupta, who records the sins of every living entity, happily lifts up his pen and wonders what to do. He thinks, I have recorded the name of this person who wants to chant. Now I have to strike his name from the list of sinners and transfer it to the list of the pious. Otherwise, Sri Ramiraj, the expert knower of the glories of the holy name, will be angry with me. Hence, he grabs his pen and crosses out that name. Brahmaji is also thinking, wow, this person who wants to chant, who wants to chant, will quickly pierce the 8 layers of the universe on his way to the spiritual sky. So Brahma happily collects the ingredients of Madhupark and other paraphernalia to worship me. Hey Prabhu, what more can I say about the glories of your auspicious name? So such a beautiful verse. I just want to share this, that this is what happens when we chant Krishna's holy name. The personalities like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, they also constantly desire to associate with such a Mahabhagavad devotee. And here we have who is an epitome of Nam Gane Sadaruchi, who is always absorbed in chanting Krishna's holy name. And therefore Mahaprabhu gave him the name of Namacharya. Text 109. Then what happened? And what should we do in the association of such a devotee? Haridas sparsha vancha kare deva gana Ganga o vanchena Haridase Ramajana. So Haridas sparsha vancha, the desire to touch the body of Srila Haridas Thakur, all the demigods start thinking. They basically develop the desire to touch the body of Haridas. Ganga Ovanchena, and even Ganga Devi awaits how Haridas should come and bathe in her waters. So this is also very beautiful that devotees, not only the devotees, but the demigods, even they desire to touch the body of Haridas. They want to touch Srila Haridas Thakur. And even Ganga awaits that Srila Haridas Thakur should come and should bathe in her waters. Ganga, who is the deliverer of the fallen souls, she desires that Haridas take bath in her waters. And in description on the strength of sadhana, the dust of the devotee's feet and the water that has washed the devotee's feet are said to be supreme. This is a very beautiful verse. Bhakta pada dhuliyar, bhakta pada jal. Bhakta Bhakta Avashesha Tina Mahabal. So these 3 Mahabal, the greatest strength in our devotional service, have been described. And what is that greatest strength? Bhakta Pada Dhuliyar. If we take the dust of the lotus feet of a Mahabhagavad devotee, Bhakta Pada Dhuli or Bhakta Pada Jal. And if we honor the water that has washed the lotus feet of a Mahabhagavad devotee, Bhakta Bhukta Avashesha. And if we take the remnants of the food that has been honored by a Mahabhagavad devotee, then Tina Mahabal. These are the 3 wonderful strength, the extreme strength needed for our spiritual life. So in Srimad Bhagavatam also, there is a verse that has been mentioned. Sadhavo nyasina santa brahmishta loka pavana haranti agham te nagha sangat teshav aste hi abha bhidhari. So this comes in the context of Bhagirath Muni, right? So this verse is actually spoken by Bhagirath Muni. So Bhagirath, he, you know the story, I'll not again go into the story, that how Sagara Muni, he was performing Ashwamedha Yagya and then his horse was stolen and the name came on Kapila Muni and then his 60,000 sons went and Kapila Muni burned them into ashes. Then after generation, so many devotees tried to call Bhagirath Muni because Kapila Muni said that only Ganga water can purify. So they were doing so many austerities to call Ganga, Mother Ganga on earth. And finally, who succeeded? Bhagirath Muni. He succeeded. Therefore, Ganga is also known as Bhagirathi, right? So when he did his austerities, Ganga Devi appeared and she said, okay, you want me to come on earth, but you should understand that when I fall from the sky to the surface of the earth, my water, the wave, the force of my water will be very strong. And who will be able to sustain that force? Otherwise, if I'm not sustained because of the force, I shall pierce even the surface of the earth and go directly to Patal Lok. So somebody should be there who can sustain the force of my water, right? The waves that will be coming in, the force that will be coming in, somebody should be there to sustain it. If I'm not sustained, I will go down to Patal. Then what's the use? I will not stay on earth. Then she said, she put this one point to Bhagirath Muni, to which Bhagirath Muni said that don't worry, Lord Shiva will behold the force of your waters in his head, on his head. So we know that how Lord Shiva holds the water of Mother Ganga on his head. The second doubt that Mother Ganga had was that she said, well, Bhagirath Muni, you want me to go to on the surface of earth, but actually I don't want to. Because I know that if I go down on planet earth, there will be so many people who will come and bathe in my water just to clean themselves from all the reactions of their sinful deeds. So they will come running to me and they will bathe in me. And then when all these sinful actions will accumulate in me, how will I be free from them? I will do grahan, I will accept all their sinful reactions. And then who will cleanse me? How will I become free from all those things, all those misdeeds of people that I'll be collecting, accumulating? What will happen to me? You must consider this also. So at that time, Bhagirath Muni, he says this verse. साधवो न्यासी न शंता ब्रह्मिष्ट लोक पावने हरंति अघमते अंग संगात तेशव अस्ते ही अघा भीतरी. That those who are the saintly because of devotional service and are therefore in the renounced order and are free from material desires and who are pure devotees, expert in following the regulative principles mentioned in the Vedas, they are always glorious. They are pure in their behavior and they are able to deliver all fallen souls. When such pure devotees, Mahabagawatha devotees, bathe in your water, the sinful reactions accumulated from other people will certainly be counteracted. And for such devotees, always keep in the core of their hearts the Supreme Personality of Godhead who can vanquish all sinful reactions. So how beautifully Bhagirath Muni is trying to convince Mother Ganga that you don't worry. We have so many Mahabhagavad devotees who are roaming on the surface of Mother Earth. They can actually deliver all the fallen souls because they have so much attraction in performing devotional service. And they have not even a tinge of material desires left in their heart. They are following the regulative principles mentioned in the Vedas fully, and they are expert in their behavior, and they are able to deliver all the fallen souls. And when such devotees come and bathe in your waters, then all the sinful reactions that have been accumulated in your water by those people who are taking bath in your waters, everything will be nullified. Everything will be counteracted. Why? Because these pure devotees, they actually carry Krishna in their heart. Tomara hriday sada Govinda Vishram, Govinda kahina mama Vaishnava pran. Because these pure devotees, they carry Shri Govinda Dev. They carry Govinda in their heart. Govinda himself, Govinda is Lord Shri Krishna, he himself takes shelter in the hearts of the Vaishnavas. And Govind himself says, Govinda kahena mama Vaishnava Paran, that my life are actually all the Vaishnavas. Govind says, the Lord Krishna says that my life and soul is actually Vaishnavas. So when these Vaishnavas will personally come and take shelter of and will bathe in your waters, all the accumulated sins will be nullified and will be counteracted. So don't worry. You please appear on this Mother Earth, on this earth, and help us and help all the people to be delivered from their sinful reactions. So this way, he prays to Mother Ganga. And we saw that how even Vrindavan Das Thakur says that the demigods, they desire to touch Haridas, and Ganga awaits for such personalities, because Bhagirtha Muni said there are so many Mahabhagavad devotees who are roaming on the surface of Mother Earth, and out of them Ganga awaits for Haridas Thakur also to come and bathe in her waters, so that her sins will be finished. Her sins will also be counteracted by those sinful reactions. Now, in this regard, I would like everyone to please share that how, okay, Anita Mataji is writing. Yes, Sthavara Jagma dekhe na dekhe tava murti sarvatra hai nija ishta deva spurati. The Mahabhagavad devotee doesn't see anything non-moving or moving, but what he sees is his own Ishtadev. He gets the spuriti of Ishtadev. Thank you, Anita Mataji. Okay, now anybody can share. There was a pastime. Who came to Vrindavan where Nanda Maharaj asked, "Who are you?" And then he said, "Well, I am such a such person, and I came so that you can take bath in my waters." Anybody wants to share that?
Varuna,
Varuna?
you can take bath in my waters.
Who came actually?
The Tirthas?
Yeah, Tirthas. There is a special
Prayagraj.
Prayagraj. Yes, Prayagraj himself came. Actually, Nand Maharaj wants to go and take bath in Prayagraj, and Prayagraj himself comes, and he says, he asks, "Who are you?" He says, "I am Prayagraj. I came so that you take bath in my waters." So this is how even these rivers like Ganga, Prayagraj, they await to have the association of Mahabhagavad devotees. So we'll continue. Now, so we talked about touch. Okay, first we talked about the association. Then we talked about forget the association. Even the touch of Mahabhagavad devotees is so wonderful and everybody longs for it. Now, Vrindavan Das Thakur says, forget about the touch. Sparshera ki daya de khilai Haridas chinde sarva jivera anadi karma pasha. He says, what to speak of the touch? Just by the sight of Haridas, all of one's bondage from time immemorial is cut to pieces. Just by seeing Srila Haridas Thakur. So just by the sight of a pure Vaishnava, of a Mahabhagavad devotee, one's material bondage from time immemorial is cut to pieces. So churning the essence of all scriptures, the author states, by seeing a Vaishnava, all good fortune is awakened. The living entities, they are bound by the ropes of karma due to material desires from time immemorial. If they see the supremely liberated Haridas, then their thirst for material enjoyment will be destroyed and they will be freed from all anarthas or unwanted things. If such a thing happens just by seeing such a person, then one can certainly expect more auspiciousness from his touch and more auspiciousness with his association, and more of association by accepting him as a spiritual master, and more association and more auspiciousness by following the instructions of that Mahabhagavad devotee. So this is how there is a gradation, right? So this is loudly proclaimed in the scriptures where Narottam Das Thakur is saying, Gangara Parasha Haile Paschate Pavan Darshana Pavitra Kare Ei Tomara Gun. That yes, this is a famous bhajan, that famous bhajan, Ei Bara Karuna Karo Vaishnava Gosai Patita Pavana Toma Bina Ke Hanai. that you are, O Vaishnava Thakur, you are Bara Karuna Karo, you are the most merciful. And then he says, Narottam Das Thakur says, that Gangara Parisha Haile, Paschate Pavan, if somebody touches the water of Ganga, then only he will get purified. Forget about touching. Basically, if you want to get purified of all your sinful reactions, you have to go to Mother Ganga. You have to take a dip in Mother Ganga. Then you can think of getting liberated from all your sinful reactions. Gangara Parasha Haile Paschata Pavan. बाद में पावनता आती है. You get purified later after taking a bath in river Ganga. But darshan pavitra kare, ei tumhara good. But O Vaishnava Gosai, O Vaishnava Thakur, just by seeing you, somebody is liberated from one sinful reactions, accumulated sinful reactions. What he's saying, from time immemorial, right? So from time immemorial, all the desires are gone just by seeing, by having a darshan of a Mahabagawat devotee. In this regard, Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur, he quotes this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, that living beings, these are the words spoken by the sages of Naimisharanya, headed by Shaunaka Rishi. They are saying that living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is feared by feared personified. And then he quotes from Srimad Bhagavatam, these verses were spoken by Parikshit Maharaj. When Sukadev Goswami came, Parikshit Maharaj welcomed Sukadev Goswami. And then he says that simply by our remembering you, our houses become instantly sanctified. And what to speak of seeing you, touching you, washing your lotus feet, and offering you a seat in our home. So this is how, when we greet a Vaishnava, when we see a Vaishnava, when we invite Vaishnava, when we greet Vaishnavas properly, when we wash their lotus feet and we offer them the nice seat and of course our sweet words, then what happened? Just as an atheist cannot remain in the presence of the personality of Godhead, so all the invulnerable sins of a man, they are immediately vanquished in the presence of a Mahabhagavad devotee. So Parikshit Maharaj spoke these words in glorification of Srila Sukadev Goswami. And then he says, O saint, O great mystic. So also in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, Nahi mam mayani tirthani, na deva mritchila maye, te punati urukhale na darshanat eva sadhava. No one can deny that there are holy places with sacred rivers. Yes, there are. And that the demigods appear in deity. Mrit Shila means the stone made up of earth, and stone, all these deity forms. But these purify the soul after a very long time. Means you have to go and take bath in the holy rivers. And if Archa Vigraha is there, you have to worship them with proper rules and regulations. But these purify the soul after a very long time. It takes a prolonged time, whereas saintly persons purify just by seeing them. This is the verse. Who can tell who spoke this verse and to whom? Don't Google it. Who can just tell? Okay. So this verse was spoken by our dear Lord Sri Krishna when he went at the house of Akrura. At that time, Krishna spoke this verse and he glorified Akrura by calling him a purified person, a saintly person. So he says that the saintly persons purify just by seeing them. This is the beauty. This is the beauty of coming in association of a Mahabhagavad devotee. So coming in association, following their instructions, but before that, by just getting a touch, and before that, by just seeing. Just by seeing them, one can get purified. Tirthanam cha param tirtham, Krishna nam maha ashraya, Tirthi kurvanti jagatim, Grihatam Krishna nam yahi. Yes, there are so many tirthas. There are so many tirthas on this planet Earth. But best among all the tirthas is Krishna's holy name. Because this Krishna's holy name, it purifies the whole universe. And this Krishna holy name is actually on the tongue of all the Vaishnavas or Mahabagawat devotees. And because there is no difference between Krishna and Krishna's holy name, so these Mahabagawat devotees, they carry Krishna in their heart. Therefore, wherever they go, they convert that place into a tirtha, into the place of a holy pilgrimage. So one should always seek association of such Mahabagawat devotees. Coming back to our verse. Pralad yehina daita kapi hanuman e mata haridasa nicha jati nama. As Prahlad was born in a demoniac family and Hanuman was born in a monkey family, Haridas was also born in a low-class family. Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur writes that Prahlad was the son of demon Hiranyakashipu. Therefore, he is not renowned as a devata or a godly person. Similarly, Hanuman was born in an animal family. So he is also not to be called a civilized person. But just as it is the most essential to accept Prahlad and Hanuman as the greatest Vaishnavas, as the Mahajans, it is also essential to accept Srila Haridas Thakur, who was born in a Malacha, in a non-Hindu class family, as a Mahabhagavat. So Vrindavan Das Thakur is describing that one should always and always be very, very careful in passing any comments to any person. Okay. See, if he's saying that a person who is born in the family of a demons, like Prahlad Maharaj and like Hanuman, they are Vaishnavas, right? Similarly, Haridas Thakur, who is born in a low-class family, is also been given the position of a Namacharya by Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. So anyone and anyone, everyone and anyone who chants Krishna's holy name, they are actually devotees. So we should be very careful. Therefore, this is an aparad, that this becomes a Vaishnava aparad, that when we pass criticism onto such Vaishnavas, then aparad applies onto us. And that aparad will kill our own spiritual life. So it is very important that we should be very, very careful. We are in the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. And what is his mission? His mission was to deliver the conditioned souls from these material sufferings. How he established that? By Yuga Dharma, by Sankirtan movement, by chanting Krishna's holy name. Yes, there were so many accessible Vedic mantras were there for the high class people, but those Vedic mantras were allowed only by the Brahmanas to chant. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is a Mahavadanyaya. He is so magnanimous and he became so compassionate that he considered that this holy name should be given to everyone. No qualification is to be received. No eligibility is to be accepted. Everybody, without even considering one's caste, creed, religious, gender, one's age, or even one's species, everybody should be allowed to freely chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So he was the one who gave this because of being Mahavadanyaya. He gave this Yuga Dharma for all of us so that everybody can chant, regardless of one's caste, creed, race, gender, age. Everybody should be allowed. His conviction was that anybody who sincerely chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra and follows these bhakti principles should be elevated and should be considered to be a Vaishnava. So anyone, whosoever that person may be, even that person has been performing so many sinful actions in his past life, but still now that person is situated on the level of chanting Krishna's holy name, that devotee or that person or that living entity should be considered to be a Vaishnava. Okay. So therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what was his instruction? He gives two instructions, right? Prithviyate yat achayata nagaradigram sarvatra prachar hoive moranam. That in every town and village, this holy name will be distributed. This holy name will be spreaded. And who is going to spread? He says, Jare dekhe tare kaho Krishna upadesh. Whomsoever you see, you spread this holy name. You speak about Krishna's holy name. You spread about this holy name. Amara Agya Guru Tara Idesh. And this way you become a spiritual master. So the root cause of everything, of our material suffering, the root cause is that we have been forgetful of our spiritual identity. We have forgotten our relationship with Lord Sri Krishna. That is our root cause. And we have to examine that root cause. In morning, His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu was also giving the example that what this is the difference between an animal species and a human life. In human life, you have this realization, you have this intelligence that you can ask questions, who am I? Whereas a dog or any other species, they may have their intelligence, but they don't have the intelligence to ask who they are or what is the purpose of their life. But we humans have. So the root cause of our suffering is because we have forgotten our relationship with Lord Sri Krishna. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given the remedy also for this root cause. And he says the real remedy is to chant Krishna's holy name. In that way, we will knock out the virus. We will knock out the virus of ignorance, which has become the root cause of our sinful actions. It's because of ignorance only. Because of ignorance that I am the proprietor, I am the master, I am the controller. So this way, when we establish this, when we chant Krishna's holy name, then we rid ourselves from the root cause of our disease of staying in this material world. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he gave these instructions. So now the ball is in our court. Now we have to understand that Mahaprabhu's mission, his mission is that his name will be spread in every town and village. That will happen. For sure it will happen, because these words are spoken by Lord Krishna himself. Our duty is to be a nimit matra, to be an instrument in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. So we become instrument in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission in spreading Krishna's name, in spreading the glories of Krishna's name, in spreading the knowledge of Lord Shri Krishna, so that all the ignorant people, their ignorance may be destroyed. So let us become an instrument. Let us become an instrument. Let us become a nimitta matra. Just like Krishna in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita says that, oh Arjun, I have already killed all these kinsmen. Whatever you are seeing, you have seen in my Virat Roop, that they all are gushing towards in my mouth, that mouth that is emanating such a fire, a blazing fire, and everybody is entering. So you know the truth. You know the outcome of the war. You know what's going to happen. Then I request you, be a nimit matram. Just be an instrument. Just to take up this war as a service to me. Fight for as a service to me. So anything we do, it's actually a service to Lord Shri Krishna. It's actually a service to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. So let's all become an instrument in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission and fulfill his desire. His desire will anyway will come true. There is no doubt about it. Now it's up to us whether we want to take up as be an instrument in his mission or not. And how we are going to take be an instrument by seeing Krishna in the heart of everybody, by seeing the presence of Paramatma in every living entity we come across. It's very difficult, easy said than done. Because when we get envious of some people, we don't see Krishna. We see their outer covering. We don't see it's Krishna only. but we see the animosity that a person is having, or the greed or the anarthas that the person is having. It's very difficult. That's why I say this quality is a quality of seeing everybody with an equal vision, is a quality of a Mahabhagavad devotee. But how he possesses? He possesses because he has so much love for Krishna's holy name. And Krishna bestows that intelligence to him, that I am present in every living entity's heart. We can theoretically understand, but how much of us can practically implement this in our life? By seeing everybody as a temple of Krishna, because Krishna is residing in everybody's heart. So this is what even Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying, that just like Prahlad Maharaj was born in a demon family, but who could understand? Was Indra able to understand? No, he came to kill Kayadu. He came to take away Kayadu. But who understood that a Mahabhagavad devotee is going to take birth from the womb of Kayadu? It's Narad Muni, because Narad Muni is a Mahabhagavad devotee. He has realized Krishna. He has realized his relationship with Krishna. And he is non-stop chanting Krishna's name. Narada Muni Bajai Veena Radhika Ramana Ganame. He is always chanting Krishna's name. So therefore he could realize that actually in the womb of Kayadu, it's not the demon who is going to appear. It's the Mahabhagavad devotee is going to appear. And we consider him as Mahajan. So therefore, he says, Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying, similarly, Haridas Thakur, he may be born in a low-class family. People were rejecting him left, right, and center. But a personality like Advaita Acharya welcomed him like a Mahabhagavad devotee. And our Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu gave him the upadhi, gave him the designation of being a Namacharya. So this is our condition. Now we have to take up this mission of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu and preach Krishna's holy name, but should not take any regard of any caste, creed, birth, age. No, whomsoever we meet, we should preach about Krishna's holy name. Last verse for today. Haridas khande khande murari Sridhara hasiyatam bula khaye Prabhu Vishwambhara. Haridas Thakur, Murari Gupta and Sridhar, Kolavecha Sridhar, they cried. They were crying because this way Mahaprabhu was revealing his Bhagwan Bhav and was giving benediction to everyone. So everybody was crying. And Lord Vishwambhara, Hasya Tambula Khai, Prabhu Vishwambhara. And our Vishwambhara, he smiled and ate betel nuts. So after hearing all these topics, Haridas, Murari, and Sridhar, they began to shed tears, and these tears were tears of love. So thank you all so much. Thank you for patiently listening. I don't know, was I able to make some sense and make some connection to these verses, but you all are Saragrahi Vaishnavas, so please try to take their sense and forgive me for all the faults. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhaivacha patitanam bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for such a beautiful class. Your interactive questions were very, very nice and thought-provoking. And thank you for bringing out the glories of Haridas Thakur. And this class was very interesting, very, very beautifully woven class. Mataji, thank you again for coming up with this entire section so beautifully. Thank you again, Mataji. All your references, everything was very beautiful. Thank you for clarifying many points. Hare Krishna. I don't have any questions, but we can open the forum if anyone has a question, comment, or a feedback.
Thank you so much, Preeti Vilasni Mataji. Anyone has any reaction, reflections to share, or any corrections? More than welcome to take it. Okay, if not, yes, Sindhu Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, very beautiful class. Again, like Preeti Vilasini Mataji said, the references that you've given are amazing. And there's so many takeaway points, how much we can implement I am doubtful about myself, right? Especially the point of looking at everybody when you're in that mood, when you're in the class, and 15 minutes after the class, we look at everybody as Krishna's extension. After that, it is all over, right? Once you get into the material world, it's all over. And I had heard about Haridas Thakur so much, but you actually gave us a different perspective about him. Maybe others have heard this, but for me, it was new. Some of the points that you made about Haridas Thakur were completely new. And it's a deeper understanding for me, especially while chanting, right? The importance of all these Vaishnavas and how just even remembering or thinking about them, right, purifies our consciousness. It's very powerful, Mataji. It's I think we take everything very casually and lightly sometimes, but it is very deep. It is at the conscious level. Even it's like prayers, right? Even if you say it once and leave it, and you'll think, I just said it once, you know. But Krishna will make it happen for you sometimes, and even without you asking for the second time, right? So even this, thinking about the Vaishnavas, we think it's very casual. When you were saying it also, we take it as, oh, it's just like any other pastime or a story. It's just getting narrated. But it does purify. It does cleanse our heart. And the point that you made, how powerful is chanting. Sometimes the sakama is so high in us that, you know, something gets fulfilled, we stop at that. I asked for this, Krishna gave me this, that is all right? Yeah. But whatever you asked for is like dust particle, right? I mean, don't ask, that is one thing, but whatever you've asked for and whatever benediction you got is nothing. Actually, it is more powerful. That is what I understood today from your class. And it was such an eye-opener for me. So many points, right? I mean, I can't even stop talking or thinking about it. So it was very, very beautiful, Mataji. And the way you took it, the Padyavali was so impactful, so impactful. I will always remember, always, I say always, but the next minute only we forget.
We take for granted, yes.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Thank you. And continue to share and give your association and, you know, bless us all, you know.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Sindhu Mataji. Thank you for your sincerity.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
And that's so true. As you said, it's easy saying than done. Seeing everybody, seeing Krishna in the heart of everybody. Yes, for some time it's okay. But after that, again, we are back to our normal routine and we start fault finding. So, yes.
Thank you, Mataji.
It's every moment improvement. Every moment there is a scope of improvement.
Yes, Mataji. I think if the class goes on for 24/7, 365 days, no? Maybe we'll be in that consciousness. But the minute the class is over, we are back in our world. So I forget outsiders, Mataji. Sometimes we react in such a way to our own people, right? Our own family, we are not able to see Krishna. Forget the outsiders. So
very true.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you for this amazing class as usual. So many good points to think on and reflect upon. Mataji, this thought just came to my mind. That's why I unmuted. How do somebody inflicts so much of pain? Sometimes it's like you become a victim of some big crime, or something really bad. Then it becomes very difficult for you to see Krishna in that person's heart, even though if you got your own karma through that person, probably, yes, that's the truth. You got back what you had once, did something in the past. But at that point of time, to think that Krishna is sitting in this person is practically impossible, at least for somebody like me. I'm just I've not been a victim of any such thing, but just that thought came to me, so it's
Yes,
like,
Mataji, it's very difficult, as you said. It's very difficult. But then how somebody is able to maintain their equilibrium is Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam. When Tesham Bhajata Priti Purvakam, when somebody worships and Krishna or chants Krishna's name with so much of love for Krishna, with so much of devotion for Krishna, then Krishna gives that intelligence that it's me only. It's me only, right? There is a very beautiful verse in Bhagavad Gita. I'll share this verse. Yo mam pashyati sarvata sarvam cha mai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sachane ma pranashyati. That for one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor he is ever lost to me. So it's a very high level thing, but slowly and gradually, if we stick to Krishna's, if we have that Shastriya Shraddha and we stick to Guru Sadhu and Shastra, then Krishna says, I give you this intelligence. Though this verse was spoken in the 7th chapter, and in 10th chapter, Krishna claims, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam tadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Krishna says, I'll give you that intelligence. But what intelligence? Seeing Krishna in everything. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra, by saying, no, this person has not implicated anything on me. Rather, it is Krishna. It's Krishna who is putting me into these tests. It's Krishna who is putting me into these troubles. For what? So that I can remember him more. So that I know that this world is really dukkhalayam. This world is really the place of miseries. This place is really the place of sorrows. Theoretically understood, practically Krishna gives us through these examples. And then when we see Krishna's hand in everything, that time, that is the real intelligence. When we realize it, then Krishna says, I am never lost to that person, and neither that person is ever lost to me. So this intelligence Krishna gives, but to whom? Those who worship Krishna with bhajatam priti purvakam. That time Krishna gives this intelligence and says, hey, you consider that this person has done thing, this person has done. No, it's me only. I am the cause of all causes. And Krishna gives us through this real test, so this practical test, he puts us into this position where we realize this. Just like Kunti Maharani, how, she was seeing that Krishna, you came and protected at every scenario. It's better to have those difficulties. She reached to that conclusion that now everything is so nice. Yudhishthir has got his throne and, everything will be so nice. Pandavas are happy. Now you are leaving us. Oh, what's the point? Now you are leaving us. So better have all those calamities again and again. At least you will be there. Okay, at least you will be there to support us. So how somebody can reach to that realization of understanding Krishna is by different test when Krishna puts us into it, and still we see that it's only Krishna. That I can say out of my realization, Mataji, but I may be wrong. But slowly and gradually, this comes from Krishna. And it's very hard. It's extremely impossible that somebody puts on some problems or some sufferings onto you without any reason. And then you have to understand that it's Krishna. It's very difficult. But Krishna says that I will give you that intelligence. I will give you. Krishna will give us that intelligence. Till the time we have not got that intelligence, we should understand that we are not even to be called as sadhaka. Because this intelligence comes from where? When we read those shastras, that Adu Shraddha also has not happened. That means we don't have that Shastriya Shraddha. We don't have the words in our we don't have trust in the words of our spiritual master. So we are not even on the level of Shraddha, and we are talking about prema. So Krishna gives us these tests, these practical tests. Hope it helps, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, thank you so much. you very much for all your wonderful services and your wonderful association, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Yashomati Mataji. Thank you, Vrinda Mataji. Thank you, Revati Mataji. Okay, so we will stop here. It's already 12:25. Okay, I think so. The coordinator is not there.
I'm here. Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji. We'll end the call here. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyascha Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Shri
Jai.
ki jai.
Jai.
Kirtida Sundari Mataji ki
Mataji
Mataji
ki
ki
jai.
jai.
Thank
Hari
you.
Mataji, Dandavat
Thank you,
Pranam.
Mataji.
Dandavat Pranam, Mataji.
Thank you.